well, good afternoon from Changi Airport, Singapore. I have arrived via AirAsia. My plane is actually right there. And we're just using the restroom quickly before we go through immigration and customs to go to our hotel. This morning we woke up early and went to Don Mueang, which is a different airport than Suvarnabhumi that everybody's aware of, to take an AirAsia flight to Singapore. The flight was about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. It was supposed to be 2 hours 40-ish, but we actually got here a little bit early, which was kind of nice. We need to get to our hotel. Furthermore, we actually need to get to the other terminal to pick up our SIM cards for our phones. Lynn and I both got SIM cards. Lynn's will work in Thailand as well, mine won't, but it's because I actually have a Thai SIM card currently and I need to swap it out. So I'm just gonna use a Singaporean one for a couple days and then swap back to the Thai one. Getting here was a trip. One of those things about going to Don Mueang is you typically load from the tarmac. You know, I think it's called an apron. I can't remember. But you typically load from getting off of a bus or a shuttle, and then you go up a set of stairs to the plane. So that was actually quite neat. We were able to try some really good boba at Don Mueang. They actually had a restaurant or a boba shop that was actually Michelin recommended. Not that one in particular, but that brand did. So we don't know which one did. We'll have to look it up. You know, kind of like how Din Tai Fung. People need to remember that the Din Tai Fung in like Taipei 101 is not the actual one that got the award, but it's one on this like tiny street in the middle of the city. I kind of think that Michelin stuff should follow the chef and not the store. So I don't feel that it's fair that because the store is a chain, they could just say that they're Michelin, Michelin star or Michelin recommended. Doesn't mean everybody's making things the same. I can't cook food like, Gordon Ramsay can, just because I watch him. Anyhow, we're gonna get ready here. Lynn's in the restroom and we're just waiting on her. But we'll be going through customs and everything soon, and then hopefully a little bit of the airport to check it out. This is supposed to be one of the largest and coolest airports in the world, so hopefully there'll be a lot to see. Anyhow, we'll check back in a moment. And quick cut in here. Unfortunately, I seem to have lost some footage from Singapore, which is really upsetting. I think it was actually on the 360 cam, but for some reason I can't find it anywhere. I thought I backed everything up twice, or 3 times really. Once on the local hard drive, once on a portable hard drive that stayed with me, and then one on a portable hard drive that stayed at the main place that we were staying in Bangkok. So that is unfortunate because what I am missing is our introduction to first the room. So let's go ahead and do the room tour, which I do have. So let's go ahead and break into it. Alright, so after coming up the elevator, this is the view we have. And then we are in room 863, 8th floor, 63rd room. The room is automated, so this card that they gave us actually automates the lights and everything in the room. So the room's pretty swanky. Mom is dealing with the coffee machine right now.
Which is covered with a leather case.
Yeah. It's an espresso. And then as you come in, there is the TV with a drawer underneath it, I believe. Nope. USB cords and a pen and stuff, yeah.
Stationary.
Yep. And then these blinds were actually closed when we first came in, but then they opened when we actually were like opening the door, which is kind of cool. And that's our view.
Not bad.
Yeah, it's decent enough, yeah. And then we have our table, which came with complimentary chocolates, I believe these are. And
Eat one and find out.
here's we go. We have the 2 queen size beds, which this was actually apparently an upgrade because they said that I got 2 single beds with plus a third. But I asked for this and they put us in this room instead. Here are more light controls, and I'm sure that's temp. Yep, so it's 24 degrees in here currently. And then we have the shower system, a bath, 1 robe, and on this side we have super fancy mirrors and double sinks for everyone to use. And then this is where the toilet is with its own sink as well. It's pretty nice. Oh, and then this is one of the fancy Japanese, opens up, sprays things down. Toilets. And then this is a little like storage area for your clothes.
Came with 2 slippers on the bottom, but I already took them out.
And oh, nice. This comes back out to the front door. Lynn's playing with the lights. So, oh, is this a closet?
I was trying to
No.
open the walls.
No, I think these are all just walls. Yeah, panels.
Because they look like they could be closets for sure.
Yeah.
But then, look closely, it's like, okay,
Then-
not.
We close. Alright, and then, so that's the room. I'll go ahead and change this around and we'll get back to it. And so, yeah, as you can see, the room is fantastic. Like, it is just so pretty. And I know I say it later, but I'd definitely stay there again if I was coming back to Singapore. And then to follow up with that, the thing that I'm probably most upset that I lost is the fact that I lost the first words that I said when I saw the infinity pool. Because right after going to the room, we went to the infinity pool. And the infinity pool is fantastic, enough for me to go 3 times. So it is something that is just so incredible, and words really don't do it any justice. I have some footage that comes from tomorrow or the next day's footage when I come back to the infinity pool during the day, but all I have of the infinity pool are these kind of cell phone shots that I have from that night, because we did go swimming in the late afternoon to evening before going to get dinner. And that was kind of a bummer when I found out that I don't have any first reactions or footage of the infinity pool, but it is really awesome. And so it is what it is. It is unfortunate. If I find it, I'll repost this video, but as of now, I'm gonna go ahead and just slip this in, and let's go ahead and get back to the video. All right, and welcome back. I think the last I was speaking to the camera was at the infinity pool. I don't recall. I think it was at the infinity pool. It's been a long day. I'm very tired. Anyhow, so after the infinity pool, we came back downstairs, took showers, got ready, and went out to the Satay Street. That's very famous here. It's this whole street that's closed down so that all these satay or skewered meat vendors can barbecue and sell. Unfortunately, it started to rain and we actually had to go inside. Luckily, there was plenty of seating inside for us to find. Now, the only kind of bad thing about this, I guess you could say, is the fact that we looked up the weather report. It looks like it's going to rain every day that we're here, which kind of sucks. But, that being said, we'll see what we could do and just kind of continue to move in that direction. Also, I don't feel that cab rides are all too expensive here. They're definitely pricey, but the speed at which they could do things for you kind of makes up for it, in my opinion. And the fact that there's 3 of us in the cab is kind of really nice. So we might actually be taking that option far more than we probably would on... Yeah, so Lynn said it's not per person, it's per ride. We probably would be doing that a lot less if it was just like Lynn and I or just myself here. The idea tomorrow is that we are going to try to go to Chinatown in probably the afternoon. In the morning, we're going to wake up and try to explore more of the hotel. Oh, I never finished the Satay story. So we went to Satay Street, the food festival or the hawker stall area, where we got a huge, huge tray of satay. It was like, I think 45 to 60 sticks of meat, 3 rice cakes, and plenty of sauce. And then there was Lynn grabbed tofu, enoki, and a lotus root skewers, as well as some Hainese chicken. And then we got 2 cups of the sugarcane juice and a cup of rose syrup juice, all of which was delicious. The Hainese chicken, we could have done without, I feel, but the rest of the meal was really good. The sauce that went with the prawns was amazing. So that was just fantastic. It was, and as busy as they were, one of the funniest things was, I think it's because we went so late, they were sold out of everything. So all the vendors were closing early, which was kind of a bummer. But it is what it is. After that, it was just trying to figure out how to get back. And to go back to the cab story, we're just like, we're going to call a cab. It's raining. And we just finished coming back. And so the plans for tomorrow still remain the same. Wake up a little bit early, probably 8, 9 o'clock. Go explore more of the hotel room. Maybe even go to the infinity pool one more time. And then check out and go to our next spot. It's a half an hour away from here, so maybe we'll go there and just drop our luggage off first and then continue from there, because we're real close to everything right now. That makes it so it's kind of puts me in like an indecision type of area, because we could do this or we could do that, and depending on how the weather holds, that'll actually dictate more of how we move. Some final notes that I actually wanted to make before I ended the video. First, these things that I thought were chocolates are actually cakes. There is a very fancy alcohol bar over here and a tea bar over by where the coffee maker was. Those are not included in the room, but the coffee and the sachets of tea are included, and I'll show more of that, as well as the setup of this room is just fantastic. I think everybody's really liking it. Is it worth $700 a night? That is arguable. It's cool that we've done it at least once. I'll probably do it again in the future if I ever come back to Singapore. I think I'm gonna go ahead and kill off the video here tonight, and we'll continue tomorrow.